Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. So let's take a look at the Palmistry cards. Now, I have no idea where I got these from. I've had them for quite a while. It's to do with the secret code on your hands, 64 palmistry cards, a simple guide to palmistry by Vernon Mahabal. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So on the back it says, gain detailed insight into your life purpose, your true career calling and your talents, abilities and potential with these easy to use palmistry cards. These 64 new cards completely demystify the science of palmistry and will have you and your friends reading hands like seasoned professionals. Just compare your hand with each card to find out your personal path to power, success, romance and fulfillment. Using palmistry cards is the most informative and entertaining way to read hands ever. So it's from Mandala Publishing in Canada, I think that is it? No, California, USA, California. Okay, so printed in China. I wouldn't go by the price that's down there because, as I say, I have no idea when I got these or how I found them. It does say, I'm sure I saw 2002, yeah, text. Copyright 2002, Vernon Mahabal. Right, so this is the box they're in anyway. It's quite a thick box. As you see, I can't really pull that very far at all. So it's quite a sturdy box that they're coming. That's the bottom. Okay, so it gives you a little instruction manual. Introduction to Palmistry. I'm not going to read all this out. It just gives you some information about the age of Aquarius, difference between astrology and palmistry. The age of Uranian technology is now upon us. Okay, and it gives you at the back how to use your palmistry cards as well. Okay, so that is literally all the leaflet is. That is it. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. They're split into different colours. I don't know if that's relevant, but okay, so there we've got the code card that tells you a little bit about your fingerprints. On the back as well, usually fingerprint file. Not really sure if you can, that's better, isn't it? A fingerprint file. So you could actually, if you wanted to, I suppose you could do a print of your own fingerprints on there. Then it gives you some of the different fingerprints you can find. So there's a whirlpool. And it tells you on the back what that means. Life path of the teacher. And then we have the tent, which is the life path of courage. This one is the comet, life path of the heart. Very clear images of fingerprints, I must say. So that's the wave, life path of responsibility. Then these ones are yellow. So this is The hand, it says itself, this is the water hand, receptive one. And it tells you about the shape of the hand. And so if you look there, it's quite a long hand. Then we've got the passionate one. That's a much smaller hand when you compare the two. You can see the difference there. And the passionate is the fire hand. Then we've got an even smaller one, which is the earth hand, the pragmatist. Then we've got the expressive one, or the air hand. So again, just comparing this with the last one. So you can see the difference there between them. Okay, then we've got the thumbs. So the first one is the doer, which is a low set thumb. And again, it gives you a description on the back there. And we've got the spiritual outlook, the synchronistic thumb. So you can see the shape of that thumb there. And again, on the back it gives you a description. Then we've got the high set thumb. I don't know, is mine high set? No, that's quite low, isn't it? The high set thumb. And that's the thinker. And again, on the back, you've got the description. Then you've got a strong will, the rigid thumb. That literally is straight. Yep, there you go. And then we've got the upper thumb, which is the right-brained or left-brained. So this is like an exercise on the back. It says, are you an intuitive or an analytical thinker? This exercise will determine if it is the head or the heart that influences your consciousness. Clasp your hands together and note which thumb has landed on top of the other. So we just try that first. So clasp your hands together, and it is my left thumb that is on top of my right thumb. Just see it there. So see what it says. Okay, so have a look to see which one has landed on top. The left thumb on top, you are a right-brained thinker. The right thumb on top, you are a left-brained thinker. And then underneath it gives you what they are: left brain, analytical, objective, logical, reasoning, calculative, practical. Right brain, intuitive, subjective, dreamy, creative, holistic, imaginative. Okay, so there's the back there. Alright, then we have the ego, the first segment of the thumb. So the top segment of the thumb represents how much control and influence we have over our environment. And then on the back it gives you a description, but it also gives you details of the thumb. So you can see different ones there. I mean, with mine, it's got quite a bit of padding just there. although it's quite straight. Let's just see what it says. So I would think maybe number 3. Looking at that, it doesn't don't have anything at the top. It doesn't go over. It's straight, isn't it? Or could it be number 4? Anyway, that sort of gives you an idea of what to look for. Then we've got second segment is intelligence. So the second segment represents the ability to make decisions for yourself. A middle segment that is as long as or longer than the other two reveals that you are constantly thinking about what actions to take. You also have to give advice. So the middle section, yeah, slightly longer. You feel good when you are asked to help make choices for others. You're always coming up with plans and ideas. If this segment looks the smallest to you, it means that you are shy about making decisions and plans for yourself. Learn to trust your own decisions and judgments. Okay, so that's a second segment. Now the third segment is the mind. So the third segment is literally where you can't really see sunlight. It's right on the actual hand itself. So the third segment indicates how much determination you have. A good length shows that you can concentrate on your own talents and desires in order to achieve them. It could take the form of creative or communicative ability. Okay, so that's your third segment. Then we have the flexible thumb, accommodating, which is like that. So if you can bend your thumb right over, which I can't, I absolutely can't, it's just as straight as anything. So thumb flexibility is a gauge that measures the strength of your determination to achieve goals. Applying slight pressure to the upper section of the thumb. So you can apply pressure. No. Mine still won't go back. Okay, forget that. Note its degree of reverse curvature. A thumb that remains inflexible with no noticeable arc indicates one who unwaveringly pursues their desires. It's actually quite true for me anyway. Owners of pliable thumbs are generous with their time, energy, and even money. They're also able to acclimate themselves to various situations. Those with considerable curvature must become more persistent to achieve their own aspirations, as their desires often get mixed up with others. Interesting. So if you see somebody who's bending their thumb backwards quite a lot, then you'll know that they're quite a generous person and giving to others, but maybe not one that you could rely on to come up with goods. So let's have a look here. A chakra explanation card. The human key line. Oh, the human ley line system. Ley line system. Chakra creases. The creases etched in your palms are the chakra system of the human being. Chakras are an energy grid system that charts the development of various material and spiritual qualities. Okay, chakras rarely change their courses throughout a person's life. For example, a straight and vertical comprehension crease will never alter its path to become a long downward curve. Okay, so Those are different colours as well, so you can see which is which, representing which chakra. So you've got your heart line, your lifeline. So again, I suppose it depends on how strong the lines are in your hand. When you can see some of the lines on my hand very clearly there, but of course others you're going to need stronger light to see them. Okay, we have a line here which is survival, the security chakra line. So that goes from your third finger or your middle finger down to the palm of your hand. And that is red, so that's got to be akin to your root chakra. Then we've got the sacral orange, which is your lifeline that goes around your thumb. You can see that on mine, very strong. And so with that one, that says, think of each crease as a flowing river. The deeper and darker the crease, the more power it carries. Like a river, a crease should also look clear and clean. If so, its energy will be substantial. Similarly, logs and branches crisscrossing lines can block its path, lessening its good effects. Nicely flowing chakras show strengths and capabilities, while weaker creases specify areas that need work. The personified intention of the corporeal chakra is I desire. Okay, so that's that one. Then we have inner strength, the influence chakra, which comes from your ring finger. That's your inner power. And again, it's only giving you a basic outlook of where that line is. I mean, I don't know if you'd be able to see it on there with mine, but I do have a line, and it's just there. It just comes down there, but you can just about see it. Then you've got your heart chakra, the emotion chakra. That's your heart line, and you can see that on mine there. Quite a strong one again. Then you've got psychic awareness, the intuition chakra, which goes down the side of your palm, or down the side of the outer side of your palm, I should say, there. And it's quite faint line on mine, so you'd need a better light. Then we've got the communication chakra, and that one starts sort of under your little finger and goes down to just by your lifeline on your thumb. And we've got mental abilities, the comprehension chakra. So that's like your mind line, as it's often called, which again is quite strong on mine there. We've got these are now the bumps in your hand. So when you've got your hand, can you see the bumps? These are representative of the planets. So this is, let me just see if I can put these in a bit of an order. I think these are all a bit mixed up, but anyway, let's have a look at them. So we've got the moon, which is the nature. And this is, well, it's both of those. So you can see these two bumps here are very prominent. So that's the moon planet, well, not planet, but the moon would be quite strong in your psyche. Then you've got this one here. You can see the bumps are sort of lower down, whereas with that one, they're more on the palm. And then you've got this one, which is very prominent on the actual, well, just under the thumb, very, very prominent just there. And that is Venus. And we've got Mars, which would be bumped just there, sort of in the crook of your thumb. We've got Jupiter, which is at the base of your index finger. It's just there. Got Mercury, which is just under your little finger. I can just about see it there. And you've got Saturn, which is at the base of your middle finger. And then just call this one back. So you've got Mercury there, and you've also got the Sun. Now the Sun is at the base of your ring finger rather than your little finger. So as I say, on the cards it's slightly out, but you can just about see it just there. That's the Sun just there, sort of in between. Then we've got the Warrior, which again is quite a prominent. It's there, you can see it just there, can't you? And so that's on that side there. Okay, now we've got some stars. So we've got the Neptune star, which is the mystic. So if you've got a star sort of near your wrist, the base of your palm near your wrist, then we've got the Mercury star, which is right under your little finger, called the brainstormer. Then we've got the famous one, which is the star which will be near your sun mount, underneath your ring finger. Okay, the moon star, which is the prophet, which will be on the mount of the moon, just there, which is the outside of the palm. And the Epicurean, the Venus star. The courageous one, so there's a star on the Mars mount. The leader, when it's on the Jupiter mount. And again, you've got the details of each one on the back as well. You've got the wealthy one when it's on the Saturn mount. Then we've got details about the fingers. So we've got the Jupiter finger, the aspirant. So that's like your index fingers. Finger segments reveal our individual talents and abilities. Each finger is divided into 3 sections. Notice which segment is the longest. One segment will always be longer than the other 2, even if only slightly. Additionally, referring to all 4 research regions cards, identify your longest segments from all 12. This will specify your most powerful expertise. Okay, so if you look at what's the longest one on your index finger, mine's the 3rd one. So that's my longest section. So lowest segment longer, coaching, training and managing skills, leadership with heart. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Okay, then we've got the Saturn finger. And again, you have to have a look on your middle finger, which is the longest segment. So again, it's the 3rd one on mine. Strong need for security and stability, a nature lover. I don't think it's a strong need that I have for stability and security, but I do like my stability and security. Then we have the individualist. So that's like your ring finger, which, so again on mine it's the third segment, I would say. And that is competent in physical activities, definitely not. Concerned with appearance, has performance skills. Maybe it's not then, maybe it's the first one. Not sure about that one. No, that's what it says about that one anyway. That's just sun finger. Then we have the little finger, the Mercury one, the inventive one. So that's that one. And again on the back you've got your description. Okay, then we've got about the line. So this is your heart and your mind line. And self-contained when they're straight. Are you British or Italian when it comes to expressing your feelings? Observe your comprehension and emotion chakras. If they are both straight, you are self-contained. You are inclined to keep your personal feelings to yourself. Expressing your thoughts and ideas is not a problem, but you find it difficult to voice what is going on in your heart. Well, mine aren't quite straight, they do curve a little bit. Okay, so a curved combo, demonstrative, and they curve in opposite directions, which mine do a little bit there. So if they are both curved, it's easy for you to express what is in your heart. You have a strong need to always share your feelings and emotions with others. Expressive and warm-hearted, affectionate and receptive, passionate. And then we've got curved chakra creases, adaptability. Individually examine each of the 7 principal chakra creases and note their respective shapes. There are 3 basic forms: straight, curved and wavy. The structure of the chakra reveals the spirit in which its energy is expressed. Taking into account its domain of influence, chakras that are curved are infused with a flavour of subjectivity. Okay, so this one is mercurial wavy chakra creases. So if they're wavy, and then if they are straight, you have more focus. And then the next section, we have crisscrossing lines. So this is the realist, Earth Point personality. So if you can see there, you've got the mind line and the lifeline cross there. And that's where they start. Mind don't cross, they're separate. And then you've got the sensitive soul, the water point personality. So they join there. And then you've got the air point personality, the team player. So they're separate, but it's quite a narrow separation there. And then you've got the fire point personality, the independent thinker. So that's I mean, you can just see mine there. They separate, and if you can see it clearly. Is that a wide separation or not? I am an air sign, so it would be an air one. But I'm also self-reliant. So, which is what's on the back of the fire personality. So you might have a crossover with some of these. So we've got some stars again. We've got the Samaritan, the lower X. So this is somebody else, isn't it? So that star is almost at the wrist, but not quite. Whereas the one previous to that was further down, right on the beginning of the wrist, wasn't it? Base of the palm, beginning of the wrist. That was a Neptune star. So this one is the Samaritan star, so it's a little bit further up. Then you've got one in the middle of the palm, which is the Teacher. And I do have a star in the middle, but you can't see it very well. But it's more like an X rather than a star, isn't it? Oh, the other one was a star, but this is underneath the Mercury finger. So that'll be on, or just between, possibly on the mount of Mercury, or it could be in between the mount of Mercury and the mount of Sun. Then we've got a cross just at the bottom of your ring finger. And this one is the admired one, being in the limelight in the sun. And then we've got underneath your index finger, the benevolent one, Jupiter. And then we've got on the Mount of Mars, the Fire Chief. And then we've got Venus, the Charmer. And we've got the Moon, the sensitive one. And that's the last of those cards. So, 64 cards. I think they're quite good for people who want to learn palmistry. And I think they give you some quite good information about some of the lines and that. But they don't cover all of them. Now, I'm not a palmist, but I have looked at palmistry in the past, and there's a lot more to it than what's in those cards, because you've got little lines on your fingers and at the bottom, and there's all sorts of other things as well that you can look at, and the creases on the mounts and the creases you've got on the wrist and all sorts of things that you look at as well. But I think for a beginner, I think it gives you a really good indication of some of the things that you can look for. And I think the details, the pictures on the cards, the illustrations are very good as well. And especially the fingerprints, very clear that you can learn about those. I like the way they've made use of both sides of the cards. Again, it's quite a thick cardstock, so it should last a while. A very good strong box that it comes in as well. Tells you how to use them on the back of the information, but I think it's just literally going through them and having a look at your own palm to see what you can see. But as I say, to see some of the fainter lines, you do need a really good light on your palm as well to see some of them. Okay, but let me know what you think of those. And also if you've ever used them, let me know. So this is the lid of the box. You can see there's a bit of glossy stuff there. It's a bit battered. But saying that these say on there it's copyright from 2002, So that's over 20 years old. So that's not bad going, is it, for a box? It's not that badly damaged, saying it's over 20 years old. So that's a good strong box to keep them in. But do me a favour, click like and click subscribe, and you'll see some more. Okay, thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think of those cards in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.